Hello everyone. So in today's session we are going to see about the SCADA. Fine. So let me see what is SCADA. It is supervisory control and data acquisition system. Fine. So S for supervisory, C for control and DA for data acquisition system. So we are going to see one by one like what is supervisory and what is going to do. Same for control and data acquisition also. So before getting into that, let me discuss the generalized term used in the SCADA, right? So SCADA is a distributed measurement and control system for large scale industrial automation, right? And it is having very huge application in automated operations like chemical manufacturing industries and all the industries we have seen so far, like large scale industries like steel plant, oil and gas, mainly in the power plant and all, right? Fine. So now, before getting into that, let we all see where the SCADA is located in the industrial automation hierarchy, right? So, just see the pic. This is a hierarchy of industrial automation. It is having various level. Fine. So, we are having field level, we are having control level, we are having supervising and production control level, and also we are having the information level. So you just see from down. Field level is the first level. That is the level 0, right? So all the field instruments are located in this place, right? The second one is the control level, right? In that control level only, we are having all the controllers related with our control system. See, our PLC is also there. Fine. So above that, in level 2 only, we are having SCADA. So SCADA is located in the level 2 of industrial automation hierarchy, right? So SCADA is used, let's see the primary function of SCADA. So this is the hierarchy, and let me move on to what is supervisory. Yeah, let me see what is supervisory. This is a general English term, right? Supervisory means like a monitoring, like the invigilator who is supervising the examination hall, right? And more example, I can give a CCTV camera in the shopping complex. It is also supervising, right? What is happening in that premises. Like that, let's see. SCADA is actually developed for the universal mean of remote monitoring of the control system. This is very, very important because primary function of SCADA is monitoring. Got it? Primary function of SCADA is monitoring, and that too remote monitoring. Your field may be in one place and your control room will be in one place. So you can able to monitor what is happening in your field through the SCADA system, right? So I have one small animation over here. Just have a look into that. Can you see this is the field and the readings are happening in the field, right? And you can able to sit and watch it from your control room. See, here we are having the temperature value is changing, pressure value is changing. The value in the field instrument is also changing over there. The values are changing, the rating is changing. So here in SCADA system, it is updated so that you can able to see the values over here. And see the motor over here. It is turning on and turning off. See, the color is changing. Like that, we can do some animation. Moreover, the important thing is, can you see the date and time over here? So, this is the simplest example I can show you, right? And one more thing, we are not going to stop with this. We are going to have one more example for this supervisory. Let's see that. Imagine you are having the control system in your industry. What is this? You are having a level tank and you are going to maintain the level in the tank. You are having a low level sensor, high level sensor and input valve, right? So, when the low level sensor gives signal, it will be giving signal to the controller which will make the inlet valve to open so that water or any other liquid should flow inside. Correct now? So, next, when the level is increasing and when it will reach the high level sensor, it will give the signal to the controller. And obviously, your inlet valve should stop. This is the simplest control system, right? So, to make this control system, obviously, we need to give and get signal from the controller, correct? And I am going to introduce the controller like PLC. So, level sensor, both the level sensor are given as an input to the PLC and you will be doing the program inside the PLC, right? You will be doing like a low level sensor turn on a inlet valve. When high level sensor turns on, turn off the inlet valve. Like that you will be writing the ladder logic inside, right? After that, when you made a communication between this field and PLC, once you put the PLC in the run mode, automatically the program will be happening. Correct? Got it? Right. This is the simplest control system. For example, we have taken. Right. So, imagine this is in a field. So, now you want to monitor this from the control room. How? We know that is SCADA. Right. So, a SCADA is a software that you can install in your PC or laptop. Right. So, this is a normal PC I have taken here and I have installed the software inside the PC. Right. After the software installation, I need to design the process. So, this is the field. What is in the field? A tank is there, a sensor is there and valve is there. Everything I have designed in the SCADA software. See here, I have designed, right? And I will be giving some animation over here. What is the purpose of animation means? Whenever the low level sensor turns on, it will be giving some animation here, maybe a color change or blinking. Okay, and that animation, how it is updating means, it is through the communication, right? So we cannot communicate directly to the field. A SCADA is not able to connect directly with the field. Whatever update it wants, it should be get from the PLC. So PLC will be connected to the field, right? So whatever the information, a SCADA is connected to the PLC to get that, right? So SCADA cannot be possible without a controller. Okay. So in an industrial automation, we will be using mainly PLC for the SCADA. SCADA is not possible without a controller because all the information we want will get from the PLC. Got it? So this is how we will be monitoring. See, since the communication is made, whenever a low level sensor turns on, it will give signal to the input module, right? So what will happen in the program, that I0.0 or any other address will be turning on. Correct now? So through that addressing, SCADA will get the update. So this animation will also doing its work. If you have given the blinking option, it will be blinking. If you are giving the color change, it will be do the color change. Right? So this is how we can able to supervise the field through the SCADA system. Got it? So this is how we are going to do. So this process is called as fully automated system. Okay, the process of monitoring the control system from the SCADA system is called as fully automated system. Fine. So let me move on to what is control over here. The second term of SCADA is the control, right? So generally we know what is control. If it requires, we will be taking care of the control, right? So the secondary function of SCADA is controlling. Okay. Yeah. So the control the process variable in the field when it requires. If it requires, we can take that secondary function of SCADA. What is the requirement? Let's see that. Example, if the sensor in the field is not working, we can operate the plant by using SCADA system. Imagine in the field, we are having the low level sensor, no? Imagine this is not working. If this is not working, how come a PLC can turn on inlet valve? Is it necessary to shut down the system for 4 to 5 hours to repair this low level sensor? It will affect my production, right? So, I should have some option to take control from SCADA. Even though a level sensor is not working, I can able to turn on the inlet valve. So, how we are going to do that? Let me see that. So this is the control system we have seen, we have designed already. So if this is not working, I can introduce one manual on from SCADA part. Okay. And by using some memory contacts, I can able to turn on my inlet valve from the SCADA system. This is the controlling part. Correct. So we cannot sit right. See, sensor is not working. So I cannot able to turn on my plant. This is not good, right? So I should have a proper option. When this goes wrong, what I can do next? Like that I should have a proper plan. And that planning we can get help from the SCADA. So what we can do means we can introduce one manual on or off, whatever you want according to your requirement. So here for this example, I have introduced the manual on. Okay, so what is the purpose of manual on? Whenever the low level sensor is not giving the signal, by pressing this manual on, I can make use of this button to turn on my inlet valve. So how I am going to turn on an inlet valve? By using my memory bit of PLC. So while designing the ladder logic, we will be introducing one memory contact. Okay, so that will be parallel to low level sensor. Fine. So those concepts we will be seeing when we are doing the interfacing part of PLC with the SCADA. Fine. We will be doing that in our next session, next upcoming session. I will be discussing very briefly in that session. Right. So by introducing a memory bit in a PLC, we can able to take care of the controlling part. Right. So if we are doing the control from the SCADA part, and that is called as auto manual system. So it is not fully automated, right? Now I can also have some control. Whenever it requires, I can take part of the control. That is auto manual system. So like this, I can make use of the controlling function of SCADA when it requires. Can you understand what is the meaning of requirement now? If the low level sensor goes faulty, I can take the step. That is what the requirement is. Okay, what is the third thing of SCADA? Data acquisition. So generally acquisition means getting data. Okay. So data acquisition is collecting the data. What is data? Nothing but a process variable. Okay. So collection the values or the readings of process variables from the field. That too in the real time. Okay. So what does that means? In a previous example, we have seen that level example. No. In that we are having three things. One is high level sensor, low level sensor, another one is inlet valve. So we will be getting information from that when the valve was on, when the sensor was giving 1, when the sensor was going 0. Like that we will be getting all the information from the field, and that is called as data acquisition. We are not only gathering the data, we will be storing that in the file, maybe Excel or SS or in some graphical way. Okay, so collection and storage of data is called as data acquisition. Okay, so to record the system even into the log file, even we can do the data logging also by using the data acquisition. Right, so this is the third thing of SCADA, and we have few more steps to follow. Okay, to make this complete SCADA system, what are the steps I need to follow? For example, for the same tank level example, we need to introduce the SCADA system. So what are the steps we need to do? First, design the process in the SCADA software. How your field looks like exactly you need to replicate in the SCADA software. We have tools to draw. We have some blocks to take from the symbol factory, like that. We have options where we have more options in the SCADA software so that we can design easily. Okay, so that is the first step we need to do when it comes to the designing. What is the second thing? Means that is a tag creation. Okay, so how PLC knows this output is going to this input is coming from this place? Using addressing, correct now? So by using that I0.0 or Q0.0, it is get to know the input or output is coming and going to this place. So like that tag or point is also one of the important thing in SCADA. You need to create so that a SCADA can understand which input it is, which output it is. Like addressing for PLC, tag or points is very important in SCADA. So tag you need to create. For example, high level sensor may be S2 and low level sensor may be S1. Like that you will be creating some tag which may be alphanumeric. Any name you can give. Okay. And after the tag creation, we need to interlink the tags. Interlink of tags with the PLC addressing. Okay. So for example, that S1 you have created, no? That S1 is I0.0. S2 is I0.1. Like that you will be giving the interlinking. Okay. After interlinking, we will be making the communication. So we need to make the communication between PLC and SCADA software. Okay. So that is very, very important. Without communication, we cannot able to get the real-time update from field. We can do the simulation without communication. We can do the virtual simulation inside the SCADA. But if you want to do the real-time, obviously we are in need of communication between the PLC. So generally, SCADA is a software. It is not a hardware. SCADA is completely the software. If you see the components of SCADA, HMI is one of the component of SCADA because HMI is a hardware and software. Okay, the WinCC we are going to see is the HMI. Okay, HMI means what? It is a human machine interface. It is having a hardware as a panel. After designing the SCADA, you will be putting that in the panel. You will be downloading that to the panel so that you can easily watch in that panel like ATM screen. Okay, why they have introduced the HMI means they can introduce that in the field so that the operator can interact with the HMI software. Fine. So the WinCC we are going to see is the HMI software. Fine. So yes, so hereafter we are going to start with the software directly, how to use the software, what are the tools inside that, how to do the control system, how to monitor, how to control. So everything we are going to see in the upcoming session. Fine. So let's meet you all in the next session. Until then, bye.